Hi family, today we went to Casco Viejo and Amador, two very different but beautiful cities. It was a bit of a drive, so first we stopped for coffee at her favorite coffee shop, and it was definitely the best coffee I ever had. I had a soy latte, and then we took a beautiful drive to her parents' house in the mountains, which was gorgeous. And then from there, her dad took us to the beautiful city of Casco Viejo, which kind of reminds me a lot of San Juan or St. Augustine. We got dropped off right by this church, and it was just divine timing everywhere the whole day, really. So we explored the church on our own, and then just a series of events. Like, we ran into this person who told us this about this other person. We're on our way out. We discovered this cool little cafe. This is the view from the cafe, which was a little bit weird that it was in a church, but come to find out they actually don't do mass there, so it's more of like a event space, I guess. And then this guy took us through the secret door, this worker. Those are really small doors. I've always wanted to be up there, like up in that place. I don't know what they call it, but we went up there. That was cool. And then this is the nativity scene. They usually have this out on display, but they had all the stories of the Bible and the nativity, so I took pictures of that for you guys. And then this was a behind the scenes experience that one of the worker guys was like, yeah, let me show you what this is about. We have this secret Christmas village, which I guess was donated to them by a local artist. But I just thought it was so cool. It was so elaborate. They had dress shops and the M&M factory, and then they even had the North Pole itself with Santa in the corner. It took up the whole room, and it was constantly on. It had Ferris wheels and so beautiful, so detailed. Grandma, you would die a million deaths. It was like Hallmark come to life. Then we finished the behind the altar tour, which is a very private experience, but it was really cool. And he let us touch a mosaic from French and Italian artists, from what I could understand. Yeah, a bit of a language barrier, but it is similar to Italian, so I got the gist. And then he was telling us about from this hole where they have weddings and big graduations, they drop flowers out of it. And this is an exterior view of the church. And then we went through a little market breezeway, which was cool. You had the vendors mostly on the right, and then you could see the beach and the coast on the left, which was gorgeous, and the Panama City skyline. And I forget the name of this, but it's very traditional, and the different colors and geometric shapes represent different things like family or fertility. And then there was Olaf, which represents just Olaf, but it was really cool. And this was just another seacoast view, and then a view of Casco Viejo kind of from a distance. And then the Panamanian hat is a bit of a big deal around here, so they had a cool hat wall. And these were some traditional masks, unsure of the use. And then these are some really cool street art. And how is this for divine timing? So first Susanna says, I'm a little bit hungry, and we turn and see a big tent that says free taste testing for chocolate, and we thought it would be worth the risk, so we went over there, and it was the coolest experience. They had all of these things. It was, I think, 2 years old, all of this stuff made of chocolate, and she said, please don't lick the chocolate, and we did not, but chocolate never expires, and all of that chocolate stuff was representative of good versus evil, the national bird, stuff like that. And then they let us try every single chocolate. They had bubble gum, chocolate lemon, spicy chocolate, dark chocolate, sea salt chocolate, cashew chocolate. It was really a great time. Then we stopped into this really cool restaurant/museum. It had old cars next to the table, really old books, an interesting looking record player, maybe, I don't know. Just really fancy and cool. And then we saw another church, and we walked and got some coffee at this cute little coffee shop, and then we made our way over to Amador, and that would be the Panama City skyline on the bridge on the way there. And we went to take a mini boat tour to go see the skyline of the Panama City. And while we waited, we stopped at another coffee shop and I got some coconut water. I think it's called Pipas Frias. And we were in a major time crunch, so that thing's actually so heavy, but we walked with it. I drank it on the way, and then we finally got on the boat, and it was just so amazing. The whole tour was roughly 10 minutes, and we got to see the beautiful skyline of the city and listen to his awesome music. And then when we came back, we took a little stroll through the city, and we tried some comida callejeros, something like that. It was basically just sausage and different meats on a stick. And not to worry, we did do a taste test. Super good, very fortunate to try it. And then we continued our walk as the sun was setting. It was an amazing day.